At 2:47 in the morning, Tom Hawk Daniels answered a phone call that would shatter 16 years of silence. A girl he swore to protect was dying in a hospital bed, broken ribs, fractured wrist, and a stepfather with a badge who claimed it was all an accident. By dawn, 97 motorcycles would thunder across the desert toward one promise. But what they found in that hospital would ignite a war between justice and power that no one saw coming. Before we ride into this storm together, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and drop a comment telling me what city you're watching from. I want to see how far this story travels. Stay with me until the end, because what these riders did will restore your faith in what family really means. The phone rang at 2:47 a.m. Hawk grabbed it on the third ring. Daniels. Mr. Daniels, this is Rebecca Chun, New Mexico Child Protective Services. I'm calling about Lily Morrison. His hand stopped halfway to the lamp. What happened? She's at Presbyterian Hospital in Albuquerque, admitted 4 hours ago. 3 broken ribs, fractured wrist contusions across her back. Her stepfather says it was an accident. Was it? Silence. Ms. Chun, was it an accident? The doctors don't think so. But her stepfather is a decorated police officer, and unless we find grounds for emergency removal, she goes home to him in 24 hours. Hawk was already pulling on his jeans. How far? You're in Tucson, 620 miles. I'll be there in 8 hours. Don't let her leave. Mr. Daniels, I need to explain. He hung up. Stood there in the dark, breathing hard. On the wall, Jake Morrison stared back at him from a photo. Desert camo. 24 years old. 3 months before a roadside bomb turned him into memory. Jake's last words, blood soaking into Afghan sand. Promise me, Hawk. Promise me you'll watch over Sarah and the baby. I promise, brother. 16 years. 16 years of telling himself the girl was fine, that Morrison had it handled, that Hawk wasn't needed anymore. I'm sorry, Jake. I'm coming now. He dialed Diesel. 4 rings. Whoever this is, it's Hawk. I need the club. Everyone. We ride at dawn. Hawk, it's 3 in the morning. What? Jake Morrison's daughter, 14 years old, in the hospital. Stepfather's a cop and he put her there. They're sending her back to him tomorrow unless we stop it. Pause. Then, where? Albuquerque. That's over 600 miles. I know. How many you want? Everyone who can throw a leg over. Give me 2 hours. I'll make it happen. Hawk called Marcus next. Former Steel Wolf, now a defense attorney in Phoenix. Do you know what time it is? I need emergency custody papers filed. Tonight. Girl being abused by a cop. The sleep cleared from Marcus's voice. Details. Hawk laid it out in 90 seconds. I'll file electronically within the hour. But Hawk, if he's connected, this won't be easy. Cops protect their own. I don't need easy. I need her safe. I'm driving up. Meet you there. Thank you, brother. Next, Maven. 73 years old. Toughest man Hawk ever knew. Someone better be dying. Jake Morrison's daughter. Riding to get her at dawn. Need you. I'm in. Who else? Everyone. Diesel rounds up. Then saddle up, son. See you in 2. Hawk made 6 more calls. Every single one answered the same way, I'm in. Teachers, mechanics, a nurse, construction workers, a retired firefighter. That's what the Steel Wolves were. Not outlaws, just people who understood that some promises you don't break. By 4:30, Hawk was geared up. Leather vest, Steel Wolves patch across his back, boots worn smooth from 10,000 miles. He walked into the garage. His Harley Road King waited in the shadows. Black chrome, built from scrap and stubbornness after Afghanistan. He kicked it to life. The engine roared. One more promise, old girl. By 5 a.m., the truck stop parking lot was half full of motorcycles. Diesel saw him first. 6'4", beard to his chest. He raised a fist. The president's here. Hawk killed his engine, counted the bikes. 50, 60, 70. Maven rolled up on his trike. Told you you'd have your army. Rosa walked over, the club's only female rider, trauma nurse. Diesel told us. Jake's daughter, right? Yeah. Then we ride. Big Tommy high school English teacher called out from his bike. Hawk, what's the play when we get there? We show up, we stand witness, we make sure that hospital knows she's not alone. What if the cops try to move us? We stay peaceful, but we don't leave. Snake, the quietest rider in the club, spoke up. What if they take her anyway? Then the whole world watches them do it. More bikes rolled in. The rumble echoed across the empty highway. Diesel walked up. 97 riders, brother. Everyone who could make it showed. Hawk's throat tightened. 97. 3 support vehicles, too. Rico's truck, Jenny's van, Carlos's RV. Maven limped over. I knew Jake. Good man. Good soldier. He'd do this for any of our kids. Hawk turned to face them all. Most of you never met Jake Morrison. He died in 2009, saving 6 men, including me. Before he died, he made me promise to watch over his daughter. He paused. I failed. I let some badge-wearing bastard convince me he had it covered. Now she's broken, because I didn't keep my word. Silence. We're riding 6:20 to Albuquerque. We're not going in hot. We're standing witness. When we get there, that girl needs to see that someone showed up, that she's not alone, that someone gives a damn. Rosa stepped forward. What if security stops us? Then we comply. But we don't leave the lot. What if Morrison's there with backup? Then we outnumber him 97-1. A rider in the back, Jimbo construction foreman, called out, Hawk, what if this blows back on us cops? See 97 bikers rolling up, they're gonna think gang. Let them think it. We know who we are. But Maven shook his head. Jim's got a point. We need to be smart about this. Tension rippled through the group. Diesel crossed his arms. Maven, you saying we shouldn't go? I'm saying we go smart. No colors inside the hospital. No loud voices. We make ourselves look like concerned citizens, not a mob. Hawk nodded. Maven's right. When we arrive, we park clean. 2 straight lines. Engines off. We walk in calm. Hands visible. Respectful. But we don't apologize for being there. Rosa raised her hand. What about recording if Morrison tries something we need proof? Someone documents, but quietly. No phones and faces. We're not there to provoke. Big Tommy stepped forward. One more thing, Hawk. What's her name? Lily Morrison. 14. Brown hair. Blue eyes. Tommy nodded. Then let's go get Lily. Maven raised his coffee thermos. To promises kept. 97 voices. To promises kept. They mounted up. Hawk kicked his Harley to life, rolled to the front, looked back at his family. Steel wolves, we ride for Lily. The convoy pulled onto the highway. 97 engines. 1 mission. They rode hard. 2 columns. Staggered formation. Professional. Hour 1. Hawk's phone buzzed. Marcus. Emergency petition filed. Hearing tomorrow, 9 a.m. Judge Sandra Kerrigan. She's fair but tough. Morrison's already lawyered up. Union rep making calls. This is war. Hawk showed Diesel. It's gonna be a fight. Good. We brought an army. Our 2 gas stop in Silver City. Rosa handed out water and granola bars. Stay hydrated. It's gonna be a long day. Hawk stood apart, checked his phone. No new messages from Rebecca. Diesel walked over. You good? No. What happens if we get there and they've already released her? Hawk's jaw clenched. Then we go to Morrison's house. That's a line, Hawk. I know, but I'm not leaving her there. Maven joined them. You got a backup plan because cops don't like being embarrassed, especially dirty ones. Marcus is our backup. Legal pressure, public pressure. And if that doesn't work, Hawk looked at him. Then we pray it does, because the alternative is something I swore I'd never do again. They remounted, rolled back onto the highway. Hour 4, New Mexico border. Hawk's phone rang. Rebecca Chun. Mr. Daniels, where are you? 2 hours out. Is she still there? Yes, but Morrison's here with 2 attorneys. They're pushing hard for immediate discharge. The doctors are stalling, but we're coming. Keep her there. Mr. Daniels, how many people are you bringing? Enough. That's not an answer. 97. Dead silence. Ms. Chun. Mr. Daniels, if you bring a motorcycle gang into this hospital, not a gang, a family, we'll be there in 2 hours. Don't let them take her. He hung up. Hour 6, Albuquerque city limits. The sun was starting to drop. Golden light cutting across the highway. Hawk pulled off at a rest stop. The convoy followed. 97 bikes. Silent. Everyone dismounted. Last check, Hawk said. When we roll in, we do it calm. We park orderly. 2 lines. No revving. No yelling. We walk in like we belong because we do. Snake raised his hand. What if Morrison's waiting with cops? Then we stay polite, but we don't move. Jimbo spoke up again. Hawk, I gotta be straight with you. I got 2 kids at home. If this goes sideways, if we get arrested, then leave now. No judgment. This is my promise, not yours. Jimbo looked around, at the other riders, at Maven, at Diesel. Nah, I'm in. Just wanted to say it out loud. Maven clapped him on the shoulder. We're all thinking it, Jim, but sometimes you gotta stand up even when it scares you. Rosa checked her phone. I'm getting texts. Someone leaked this on social media. People know we're coming. Hawk's eyes narrowed. Who leaked it? Don't know, but there's already a hashtag. Our promise kept. Diesel grinned. Good, let the world watch. Hawk took a breath. All right, let's go. They mounted up one last time. Engines roared. The convoy rolled toward Presbyterian Hospital. They came down Alameda Boulevard like thunder. The rumble reached the hospital first. Windows rattled. People stopped. Hawk led the formation into the parking lot, guided his riders into 2 perfect lines. 97 bikes. 97 riders. Engines cut. Silence. They dismounted, stood beside their machines. Hawk walked toward the entrance, Diesel, Maven, and Rosa behind him. The automatic doors opened. The lobby went dead quiet. Nurses froze. Visitors stared. 2 security guards reached for radios. Rebecca Chun appeared from a hallway, saw Hawk, saw the sea of leather through the glass doors. Oh my God! Hawk walked up to her. Rebecca Chun, I'm Tom Daniels. Where's Lily? Rebecca's hands shook. 3rd floor. Room 314. But her stepfather, I know, I need 5 minutes with her, just 5. You're not family. I can't. That girl's father died in my arms. 5 minutes. Let her know she's not alone. Rebecca looked at him, at the lines in his face, at the pain in his eyes. She looked past him. 97 riders. Silent. Waiting. 5 minutes. If security comes, they won't need to. She nodded. Follow me. They walked to the elevator. Doors closed. Why 97 people? Rebecca asked. Because she needs to know someone cares. Not just me. A family. 3rd floor, room 314. Rebecca stopped outside. Morrison's in the waiting area with his lawyers. He doesn't know you're here yet. Good. Hawk pushed the door open. The room was dim. Medical equipment beeped. In the bed, small and broken, was Lily. She looked exactly like Jake. Her eyes opened. Confused. Then, Uncle Hawk. He crossed to her, knelt, took her hand. Hey, kiddo. I'm here. I'm sorry I took so long. Tears streamed down her face. He said no one would come. He said I was lying. I believe you. And I brought some people who believe you too. What people? Look outside. Rebecca helped her sit up. Lily turned to the window. From the 3rd floor she could see the parking lot. 97 motorcycles. 97 riders. Her breath caught. Who are they? Your dad's family, my family. They rode 600 miles to stand with you. She sobbed. Hawk held her hand. Lily, I need you to tell me the truth. Did Daniel Morrison do this? She nodded. Has he done it before? Another nod. Your mom. What happened to her? Lily's voice went cold. Flat. He killed her. The room froze. Rebecca gasped. Hawk leaned closer. Are you sure? I saw it. They were fighting. About money. About leaving. He pushed her down the stairs. Then he put her in the car and crashed it into the tree. Told everyone she was drunk. But she wasn't. She was trying to save me. Rage flooded Hawk's veins. Cold. Focused. But his voice stayed calm. Okay. You're never going back there. You hear me? Never. But he's a cop. And there are 97 witnesses outside. A lawyer filing papers right now. Everyone's about to know your story. Promise. Hawk squeezed her hand. On your father's grave. The door slammed open. A man in uniform stood there, 2 suits flanking him. Officer Daniel Morrison. Tall, clean cut. Cold eyes. Who the hell are you? Hawk stood, placed himself between Morrison and the bed. The man who made a promise to her father. Morrison's face twisted. Jake's biker buddy. You need to leave. Now. No. One of the lawyers stepped forward. Sir, you have no legal standing. Leave or we'll have you removed. Hawk smiled. No warmth. Check the window first. Morrison walked to the glass. Saw the parking lot. His face went white. What the hell is this? That's family. Something you wouldn't know about. Morrison's hand moved toward his belt, toward his gun. Don't, Hawk said. You pull that weapon in front of her with 97 witnesses watching your careers over. Morrison's hand froze. Rebecca stepped forward. Officer Morrison, I've filed a report with CPS. An emergency custody hearing is scheduled for tomorrow morning. On whose authority? Mine. Marcus walked in. Suit, briefcase. Marcus Wellington, counsel for Tom Daniels. Emergency petition filed. Judge Kerrigan hears it at 9 a.m. Morrison's face went purple. This is bullshit. She's my daughter. Stepdaughter, Marcus corrected. And the evidence says otherwise. Morrison pointed at Hawk. You brought a gang to intimidate. I brought witnesses. 97 people saying Lily Morrison deserves better than you. Morrison lunged forward. Diesel appeared in the doorway, stepped between them. That'd be a mistake, officer. Morrison's lawyer grabbed his arm. Daniel, we're leaving. We'll handle this in court. Morrison stabbed a finger at Hawk. This isn't over. Hawk's voice was ice. You're right. It's just beginning. Morrison stormed out. Lawyers followed. The door closed. Lily was crying. But different now. Relief. Hawk knelt again. You're safe now. I'm scared. I know, but you're not alone anymore. Outside, the sun was setting. 97 riders stood in the parking lot, silent, waiting, guarding a girl they'd never met. Because promises matter. Because family isn't blood. It's loyalty. And Tom Hawk Daniels wasn't breaking another promise. Not ever again. Morrison's footsteps echoed down the hallway, fading, but the threat hung in the air like smoke. Hawk stayed at Lily's bedside, his hand still holding hers. What happens now? She whispered. Now we make sure you're protected. 24/7. Until that hearing tomorrow. Rebecca stepped closer. Mr. Daniels' hospital policy won't allow. Then we stay outside, in the parking lot, all night if we have to. Marcus set his briefcase on the visitor chair. Hawk's right. Morrison knows he's losing control. That makes him dangerous. We need eyes on this room until the judge rules. Rebecca looked torn. I can request a security detail, but Morrison's a cop, Marcus finished. He has friends on the force. We can't trust that. Hawk stood. How long before they discharge her? Rebecca checked her tablet. Dr. Warren wants to keep her overnight for observation. The ribs need monitoring, but if Morrison pushes with his lawyers, they could override the medical recommendation. Then we make it impossible for him to push. Diesel appeared in the doorway. Hawk, we got a situation downstairs. Hawk squeezed Lily's hand. I'll be right back, kiddo. Rosa's gonna stay with you. She's a nurse. You're safe. Rosa moved to the bedside immediately, pulled up a chair. Hey, sweetheart. I'm Rosa. Let's check those bandages, okay? Lily nodded, still scared, but less alone. Hawk followed Diesel into the hallway. Maven was there too, and 3 hospital security guards. The head guard nameplate said Torres held up a hand. Sir, I need you and your people to clear the parking lot. We've had complaints. Complaints from who? That's not relevant. You're creating a disturbance. Hawk kept his voice level. We're parked legally. Engines off. No noise. What disturbance? Torres shifted his weight. Look, I don't want trouble, but if you don't move, I'll have to call the police. Call them. Torres blinked. Excuse me. Call the police. We're not breaking any laws. We're here to make sure that girl stays safe. One of the other guards, younger, nervous, spoke up. Safe from what? From the cop who put her here. Torres's expression changed. You're talking about Officer Morrison. I'm talking about a man who beats children. The young guard looked at Torres. Chief, if that's true. We don't know what's true, Torres said quickly, but doubt flickered in his eyes. Look, I'm just doing my job. The hospital administrator wants you gone. Maven stepped forward. Son, we rode 600 miles to stand with that girl. We're not leaving. If you want us gone, you'll have to arrest 97 people, and I promise you every camera out there will catch it. Torres looked past them. Through the window, the parking lot was visible. 97 riders, some sitting on their bikes, others standing in small groups, all of them waiting. His radio crackled. Torres, what's the status? He pressed the button. Still assessing, sir. I want them gone in 10 minutes. Torres released the button, looked at Hawk. I can't let you stay inside the building, but the parking lot is public property. If you stay peaceful, I won't push it. Hawk nodded. We'll stay peaceful. And if Morrison comes back, then we stay between him and that room. Torres studied him for a long moment, then nodded. All right, but if anything escalates, it won't. You have my word. The guards left. Diesel exhaled. That was close. It's gonna get closer, Maven said. Morrison's not done. Guys like him don't back down. Hawk's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You made a big mistake. That girl is mine. Back off or this gets ugly. He showed it to Diesel. That from Morrison. Has to be. Maven read it over Diesel's shoulder. He's threatening you. Let him. Hawk, this could go bad fast. It's already bad. Now we make it right. Marcus joined them from the room. I just got off with Judge Kerrigan's clerk. The hearing is confirmed for 9 a.m., but Morrison's lawyer filed a counterpetition. They're claiming you're a dangerous influence, gang affiliation, trying to paint the Steel Wolves as criminals. We're not criminals. I know, but optics matter. We need character witnesses, people who can testify to your relationship with Jake and Lily. Hawk thought fast. Sarah's parents, Jake's mom and dad. They knew me. They trusted me with Lily. Where are they? Phoenix. I haven't talked to them since Sarah died. Call them. Tonight. We need them at that hearing. Hawk nodded. Pulled out his phone. Scrolled through old contacts. Found Carol Morrison. His finger hovered over the call button. What if they blamed him? What if they thought he should have protected Sarah, too? Hawk, Marcus said gently. Make the call. He pressed dial. It rang 4 times. Then, hello? Carol's voice. Older. Tired. Carol, it's Tom Daniels, Hawk. Silence. Long enough that he thought she'd hung up. Hawk. My God, it's been years. I know. I'm sorry. I should have called sooner. Where are you? Albuquerque, at Presbyterian Hospital with Lily. Another pause. Lily's in the hospital. Carol Daniel Morrison put her there. Broken ribs, fractured wrist, and she told me he killed Sarah. He heard her breath catch. What? Lily says it wasn't an accident. That Morrison pushed Sarah down the stairs, then staged the car crash. Carol, I need you to listen. Where's Daniel now? He was here, but we sent him away. There's a custody hearing tomorrow morning. I filed for emergency guardianship. You Hawk, you haven't been in her life for... I know. And I'm sorry. I failed Jake. I failed Sarah. But I'm not failing Lily. Not anymore. I need you and Bill to come to that hearing. I need you to tell the judge that Jake trusted me. That I'm not who Morrison's lawyers are gonna say I am. Carol was crying now. Soft. Broken. I knew something was wrong. After Sarah died, Lily stopped calling, stopped visiting. Morrison always had an excuse. Carol, please, can you come? We'll be there, first thing tomorrow. Hawk, thank you. Thank you for not giving up on her. His throat tightened. I gave up once, not again. He hung up, looked at Marcus. They'll be there. Good, that helps. Now we need to survive the night. They walked back to Lily's room. Rosa was sitting with her talking quietly. Lily's eyes were red, but calmer. How is she? Hawk asked. Vitals are stable, but she needs rest, and she needs to feel safe. Hawk knelt beside the bed again. Lily, I'm going to be right outside this room all night. So is Rosa. So are 97 other people. Morrison can't get to you, not tonight, not ever again. What if the judge says I have to go back? That's not going to happen. But what if, then we fight, and we keep fighting, until you're safe, I promise. She looked at him, searching his face. Why, you didn't have to come. Yes, I did. I made your dad a promise. And Jake was my brother. That makes you family. I don't even remember him. I know. But he loved you, more than anything. And he'd want you protected. So that's what we're doing. Lily's hand tightened around his. Don't leave. I won't. Rosa stood. I'll get some blankets. Looks like we're camping out. Diesel poked his head in. Hawk, we're setting up shifts outside. 8 riders on duty at a time, rotating every 3 hours. Torres gave us permission to use the benches by the entrance. Good. Make sure someone's got eyes on every entrance. Morrison tries to come back, I want to know immediately. Copy that. Maven appeared next. Hawk, we got press showing up. Local news. Someone tipped them off. Let them film. I want everyone to see this. You sure could backfire. Or it puts pressure on Morrison. Let the world watch. Marcus pulled out his phone. I'll prep a statement. Keep it simple. Concerned citizens ensuring a child's safety. Nothing inflammatory. Hawk nodded. Turned back to Lily. You doing okay? I'm tired. Then sleep. We'll be right here. But she didn't let go of his hand. Will you tell me about my dad? Hawk's chest ached. Yeah, I can do that. He pulled a chair closer. Settled in. Your dad was the toughest guy I ever met. Not because he was big or mean, but because he never quit, never left anyone behind. What did he look like? Like you. Same eyes. Same stubborn chin. He smiled. He used to say you got your mom's kindness and his hard head. Lily almost smiled. Almost. We were in Afghanistan together. Different units, but we crossed paths in Helmand province. Got pinned down by enemy fire one day. Your dad didn't have to help us. But he did. Ran straight into the firefight to pull 2 wounded soldiers out. That's who he was. How did he die? Hawk paused, choosing his words carefully. He saved 6 men, including me. IED went off. He pushed me out of the way. Took the blast himself. Did it hurt? No, sweetheart. It was fast. But before he went, he made me promise to watch over you and your mom. And I kept that promise for a while. But then I let you down. I walked away when I should have stayed. Why? Because I was stupid. I thought Morrison would take care of you. I thought you didn't need me anymore. Lily's eyes were heavy now, fighting sleep. Do you think my dad would be mad at you? Yeah, I think he'd be furious, but I also think he'd forgive me, if I made it right. Is that what you're doing? Making it right. That's what I'm trying to do. She closed her eyes. Okay. Within minutes, she was asleep. Hawk stayed in the chair, hand still in hers. Rosa came back with blankets, draped one over Lily, handed one to Hawk. You should rest, too, she said quietly. Can't. Not until she's safe. Hawk, you're no good to her exhausted. I'll rest when it's over. Rosa sighed, pulled up another chair. Then I'll stay up with you. You don't have to. Yeah, I do. That's what family does. They sat in silence for a while. The hospital hummed around them, machines beeping, footsteps in the hallway, distant voices. Around midnight, Diesel texted news van just pulled up. Channel 7. They want a statement. Hawk showed it to Marcus. I'll handle it, Marcus said. You stay with Lily. He left, came back 20 minutes later. How'd it go? Hawk asked. Good. I kept it clean. Said we're here to ensure a child's safety during a custody dispute. Didn't mention Morrison by name, but the reporter connected the dots. It'll run on the morning news. Morrison's gonna lose his mind. Good. Let him. The more he reacts, the worse he looks. Around 1 a.m., Lily stirred, woke up crying. Hey, Hawk said softly. You're okay. You're safe. I had a dream about my mom. She was trying to tell me something, but I couldn't hear her. Rosa moved closer. That's normal, honey. Your mind is processing a lot right now. I miss her. I know. Morrison said she left because she didn't love me anymore. But that's not true, is it? Hawk's voice went hard. No, that's a lie. Your mom loved you more than anything. Then why didn't she take me with her? Because she didn't leave Lily. Morrison killed her. And we're gonna prove it. How? I don't know yet. But we will, I promise. She wiped her eyes. I'm scared to go to court tomorrow. I'll be right there with you. So will Carol and Bill. Your grandparents. They're coming. Lily's eyes widened. My grandparents, I haven't seen them in 2 years. Morrison said they didn't want to see me. Another lie. They're coming first thing in the morning. Fresh tears. But different. Relief mixed with grief. Can I meet the people outside, the ones who came for me? Hawk looked at Rosa. She nodded. Yeah, he said. When you're feeling stronger, they'd love to meet you. What are their names? There's Diesel, big guy, big heart. Maven, he's the oldest. 73 and tougher than nails. Snake, who barely talks but would walk through fire for you. Big Tommy, who teaches English. Rosa here, and 90 more just like them. Why did they come? Because when someone needs help, you show up. That's what family does. Lily lay back down. I wish my dad was here. Me too, kiddo. Me too. She drifted off again. Hawk's phone buzzed. Another text from the unknown number. Last warning. Drop this or people get hurt. He showed it to Diesel, who'd just walked in with coffee. He's desperate, Diesel said. That's good. Means he's losing. Or means he's about to do something stupid. Maven joined them. Got word from Torres. Morrison tried to come back an hour ago. Demanded access. Torres told him visiting hours were over. Morrison threatened to have him fired. Did Torres hold? Yeah. Said hospital policy is hospital policy. Even for cops. Morrison left, but he was pissed. He'll be back. Probably with a warrant or something. Marcus overheard. He can't get a warrant without cause, and a judge won't issue one in the middle of the night for a custody dispute. You sure about that? Maven asked. No, but it's unlikely. We just need to make it to 9 a.m., then we're in front of Kerrigan. The night dragged on. Hawk dozed in the chair. Woke every time Lily moved. Rosa stayed close, checking vitals, adjusting blankets. Around 4 a.m., Big Tommy came in. Shift change. I'm on duty now. Go get some air, Hawk. I'm good. Hawk. 5 minutes. You're no use to her if you collapse. Reluctantly, Hawk stood, stretched, walked into the hallway. The hospital was quieter now. Just the night shift. A few nurses. Security making rounds. He walked to the elevator, rode down to the lobby, stepped outside. The parking lot was lit by street lights. 97 bikes still there. Riders sitting on benches drinking coffee from thermoses, some sleeping in their trucks, others standing watch. Snake saw him. Walked over. How's the girl? Scared, but hanging in. She's tough. Like her old man. Yeah. They stood in silence for a moment. Hawk, Snake said quietly. What happens if the judge rules against you? We appeal, fight it. And if Morrison takes her before that? Hawk's jaw set. Then we stop him. Legally, preferably. Snake nodded slowly. You know we're with you. Whatever it takes. I know. That's what scares me. I don't want anyone getting hurt because of my promise. It's not just your promise anymore. It's ours now, too. We all saw that girl. We all heard her story. This is bigger than you. Hawk looked at the assembled riders. His family, his brothers and sisters, all of them here because he asked. I hope we're doing the right thing. We are. Sometimes the right thing looks like chaos, but that doesn't make it wrong. Diesel walked over, handed Hawk a fresh coffee. Sun's coming up in 2 hours. Court's in 5. You ready? No, but we're going anyway. Maven joined them. Just got a text from Marcus. Morrison's lawyer filed another motion, trying to delay the hearing. Will it work? Marcus says no. Kerrigan hates delays. She'll hear it at 9. Good. Torres appeared from the entrance, walked over. Mr. Daniels, got a minute? Hawk nodded. They stepped aside. Torres looked uncomfortable. Look, I don't know the full story, but I've been watching the news, saw the coverage, and I called a buddy of mine who works Morrison's district. And he said Morrison's got a reputation, short temper, complaints that never go anywhere. My buddy said he's not surprised about this. Why are you telling me? Because that little girl deserves better, and because I got 2 daughters of my own. If someone was hurting them, I'd hope someone like you would show up. He paused. I'm not supposed to say this, but if Morrison tries to take her before the hearing, I'll stall him. Give you time to get a judge on the phone. Hawk extended his hand. Thank you. Torres shook it. Don't make me regret this. You won't. Torres walked back inside. The sky was starting to lighten, gray turning to pale blue. Diesel checked his watch. 4:30, 4.5 hours to go. Let's make sure everyone's ready. Fresh shifts, eyes on every door. And someone needs to get breakfast. We're gonna need our strength. On it. Maven stayed behind. Hawk, what happens after the hearing if you win custody? Then I figure out how to raise a 14-year-old girl. You ready for that? No, but I'll learn. She's gonna need more than you. Therapy, support, stability. I know. I'll figure it out. Maven put a hand on his shoulder. You won't be doing it alone. You got 97 people who just proved they'll drop everything for this girl. We're not walking away after today. Hawk's voice caught. I don't deserve you guys. Probably not, but you're stuck with us anyway. They stood there as the sun began to rise. 97 riders. 1 girl, 1 promise. And 5 hours until everything changed. By 6 a.m., the hospital parking lot looked like a military encampment. Riders sat on their bikes drinking coffee. Others stretched cramped legs. Rosa made rounds with the first aid kit, checking on anyone who looked worse for wear after the all-night vigil. Hawk walked back upstairs. His body ached. His eyes burned. But adrenaline kept him sharp. He pushed open the door to room 314. Lily was awake, sitting up in bed. Big Tommy sat in the corner reading a book aloud. Something about dragons. Uncle Hawk, Lily said. Her voice was stronger now. Hey, kiddo. How you feeling? Sore, but better. Tommy was reading to me. Big Tommy closed the book. She's got good taste. Fantasy novels. Her dad would have approved. Hawk smiled. Jake loved that stuff. Used to read Lord of the Rings on deployment. Really? Lily asked. Yeah, said it reminded him there was still magic in the world, even when everything was dark. Tommy stood. I'll give you 2 some privacy. Need anything? We're good. Thanks, Tommy. He left. Hawk pulled the chair closer to the bed. Lily, we need to talk about today. The hearing. Her face tensed. Do I have to see him? Morrison. Yeah, he'll be there. But so will I. So will Marcus, your grandparents, and a courtroom full of people who believe you. What if the judge doesn't believe me? Then we appeal. We keep fighting. But Lily, I need you to be honest with the judge. Tell her everything. About Morrison. About what he did to you. About your mom. What if I can't? What if I freeze? Then Marcus will help. He'll ask you questions. You just answer them. Take your time. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be scared. Just tell the truth. She twisted the blanket in her hands. What happens if I have to go back with him? Hawk's voice went hard. That's not happening. But what if... Lily. He took her hands. Look at me. You are never going back to that house. I don't care what any judge says. You're done with Morrison. Forever. How can you promise that because I have 97 people outside who won't let it happen? Because your grandparents are driving here right now, because a lawyer is fighting for you, and because I'm not walking away again. Not ever. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I'm so tired of being scared. I know, sweetheart. But after today, things change. We win this hearing, you come home with me. We figure out the rest as we go. Home with you. Where's that? Tucson. I got an apartment above my garage. It's not much, but it's safe. And you'd have your own room. We'd make it work. What about school? We'll enroll you. Get you caught up. Whatever you need. She wiped her eyes. Do you even know how to take care of a kid? He laughed. It felt good. No, not really. But I'll learn. And I'll have help. Rose is a nurse. Maven's raised 3 kids. Big Tommy's a teacher. You'll have a whole family helping. Why would they do that? They don't even know me. Because you're Jake's daughter. And because good people show up when someone needs help. That's just how it is. A knock on the door. Marcus walked in with a woman in her 60s. Gray hair, kind eyes. She saw Lily and her hand flew to her mouth. Oh my God, Lily! Lily's eyes went wide. Grandma! Carol Morrison rushed to the bed, wrapped her arms around Lily as gently as she could, both of them sobbing. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry we didn't know. I'm so sorry. He told me you didn't want to see me. That's a lie. We called every week. He said you were busy, that you didn't want to talk to us. We should have known. We should have... It's not your fault, Lily whispered. Bill Morrison appeared in the doorway. Older. Weathered. Ex-military like his son. He saw Lily and his jaw clenched. Tears streamed down his face, but he didn't make a sound. He walked to the bed, put a hand on Lily's head. Your dad would be so proud of you, sweetheart. I miss him, Grandpa. Me too. Every day. Hawk stepped back, gave them space. Marcus pulled him aside. They drove all night, Marcus said quietly. Carol's prepared to testify about Morrison's isolation tactics. Bill's got documentation of every time they tried to contact Lily and were blocked. That's good. That helps. There's more. I did some digging. Morrison's got 3 excessive force complaints from his early career. All buried. Never went anywhere. But they're on record. Can we use that? Not directly. But it establishes a pattern. He's got a temper, a history of violence. Judge Kerrigan will see it. What about the murder allegation, Sarah's death? Marcus's face darkened. That's harder. The official report says accidental death, single car collision. Blood alcohol was 0.12. Morrison's statement said she'd been drinking all evening. But Lily says, I know, but without physical evidence, it's her word against a dead woman's autopsy. We can raise questions, but we can't prove it. Not yet. What do we need? The car. If we could examine the wreckage, maybe find signs of tampering, or witnesses. Someone who saw them fighting that night. Hawk pulled out his phone, scrolled to Diesel's number. I got an idea. Give me a minute. He stepped into the hallway, called Diesel. Yeah. I need someone to track down a wrecked car. Sarah Morrison. Died in a single-vehicle accident 2 years ago. Find out where the car ended up. Junkyard, impound, wherever. What are we looking for? Anything that suggests it wasn't an accident. You got anyone good with cars? Rico. Used to be a mechanic. If there's something to find, he'll find it. Get him on it, now. We need answers before that hearing. Copy that. Hawk hung up, walked back into the room. Carol was still holding Lily, whispering to her. Bill stood nearby, arms crossed, jaw tight. Bill, Hawk said, can I talk to you? They stepped into the hallway. You really think Morrison killed Sarah? Bill asked. Lily says she saw it. That's enough for me. Bill's fists clenched. If he did, if he touched my daughter, then we put him away, legally. We do this right. Right. Bill spat the word. Jake did things right. Got himself killed. Sarah tried to do things right. Ended up dead. Maybe right isn't enough anymore. Bill, I get it. But if we go after Morrison ourselves, we lose. He's a cop. We're bikers and veterans. They'll paint us as criminals and he walks. We have to beat him in court. And if we can't, Hawk met his eyes, then we make sure Lily never goes back, whatever it takes. Bill studied him. You really mean that? On Jake's grave? Bill nodded slowly. All right. We play it your way. For now. They walked back into the room. Marcus was checking his watch. We need to leave in 90 minutes. Courthouse is 20 minutes away. We should get there early. Establish presence. What about Lily? Rosa asked. She's technically not discharged yet. Dr. Warren signed off this morning, Marcus said. Against medical advice discharge. I've got the paperwork. Lily looked at Hawk. I have to go like this in a hospital gown. Carol opened a bag. I brought clothes, sweetheart. Something simple. Comfortable. How did you... I still have some of your mom's things, from when she was your age. I thought you might want to wear something of hers today. Lily's face crumpled. Really? Really? Carol helped her change. A simple blue dress. Nothing fancy. But it fit. And when Lily looked in the mirror, she saw her mother staring back. She's with you today, Carol whispered. She's with you every day. By 7:30, they were ready to move. Hawk walked downstairs first. The lobby was packed now, not just steel wolves, other people too. Hospital staff on their breaks, visitors who'd heard the story, even a few cops in civilian clothes who'd shown up to support. Torres approached. Mr. Daniels, we're clearing a path to your vehicles. Media's outside. It's a circus. Let them watch. Morrison's lawyer filed for a gag order this morning. Judge denied it. Said the public has a right to know. Hawk smiled. Good. Diesel met him at the entrance. We're ready. 40 riders will escort to the courthouse. The rest will meet us there. Rico's already at the junkyard. He's got eyes on Sarah's car. What's he found? Too early to say, but he's documenting everything. Photos, measurements. If there's evidence, he'll find it. Maven walked over. Hawk, we got a problem. Morrison's outside with about 20 cops, full uniforms. They're forming a line between us and the courthouse. That's intimidation. That's what I said. But Torres says they're within their rights. Public space. Marcus overheard. It's a power play. Morrison's trying to rattle us before the hearing. Don't engage. We walk through calmly. Eyes forward. No words. What if they try to stop us? They won't. Too many cameras. But they'll try to provoke. Don't give them anything. At 8 a.m., they moved. Hawk carried Lily in his arms. She was light. Too light. Carol and Bill walked beside them. Marcus led. Rosa followed close behind. The steel wolves formed a protective circle around them. Diesel up front. Maven and Snake on the flanks. Big Tommy bringing up the rear. They stepped outside. Cameras flashed. Reporters shouted questions. Microphones thrust forward. and there across the parking lot stood Officer Daniel Morrison. 20 cops in uniform behind him, arms crossed, faces hard. Morrison's eyes locked on Hawk, on Lily. His face twisted with rage. "Keep walking," Hawk said quietly. They moved forward, step by step. The steel wolves matched their pace. Silent, disciplined. Morrison stepped forward. "That's my daughter." "Keep walking," Marcus said. "I said that's my daughter." Hawk stopped, looked Morrison dead in the eye. "She's not yours. She never was. You're kidnapping her. I'm protecting her. There's a difference." One of Morrison's cops stepped forward, young, nervous. "Sir, you need to return the child." Marcus pulled out a document. "Emergency custody order signed by Judge Kerrigan's clerk at midnight. We have legal standing. You don't." The young cop looked at Morrison. "Is that true?" Morrison's face went purple. "It's bullshit." Marcus held up the paper. "Read it yourself. We're within our rights." The cop took the document, read it, handed it back. "Sir, they're clear. We can't stop them. The hell we can't." But the other cops were hesitating now, looking at each other, at the cameras, at the crowd. One older cop sergeant, stripes on his sleeve, spoke up. "Dan, this isn't the place. Let the judge handle it." "You're with me or against me, Carver?" Carver's face hardened. "I'm with the law, and right now the law says they can move her. Back off." Morrison looked like he might explode. His hand moved toward his gun. Diesel stepped between them. "Don't." Tension crackled. For 3 seconds, nobody moved. Then Morrison lowered his hand. "You're done, Daniels. You and your gang. Done. We'll see." Hawk kept walking. The steel wolves closed ranks. Morrison's cops parted. Slowly. Reluctantly. They made it to the parking lot, loaded Lily into Marcus's car. Carol and Bill climbed in the back with her. "We'll follow in the convoy," Diesel said. 40 bikes, tight formation. "See you there." The drive to the courthouse took 12 minutes. Traffic parted for the convoy. People on sidewalks stopped and stared. Some raised fists in solidarity. Others filmed on their phones. By the time they arrived, the courthouse steps were packed. Reporters, supporters, curious onlookers. And more cops. So many cops. Marcus parked in the front. Hawk opened the door, helped Lily out. She was shaking. "I can't do this." "Yes, you can. There's too many people. They're here for you, to support you. You're not alone, Lily." Carol took her hand. "Your mom was brave. You're her daughter. You can be brave too." Lily took a breath, nodded. They walked up the courthouse steps. The steel wolves formed 2 lines. An honor guard. 40 riders standing at attention as Lily passed between them. Maven saluted. Then Diesel. Then Snake. One by one, every rider saluted. Lily looked up at Hawk. "Why are they doing that?" "Because you're family, and family honors family." They entered the courthouse. Security checked them through. Up the elevator to the 3rd floor. Family Town Court. Department 7. Judge Sandra Kerrigan presiding. The courtroom was already filling. Marcus guided them to the front. Plaintiff's table. Hawk sat beside Lily. Carol and Bill behind them. Rosa slipped into the gallery. Across the aisle, Morrison sat with his lawyers. 2 of them. Expensive suits. Briefcases. Confident smiles. The lead attorney, middle-aged silver hair, leaned over. "Mr. Daniels, I'm Robert Kessler. I represent Officer Morrison. I want you to know this is nothing personal, just doing my job. Your job is defending a child abuser. Kessler's smile didn't waver. Alleged abuse. Let's let the judge decide, shall we? The bailiff stood. All rise. The Honorable Judge Sandra Kerrigan presiding. Everyone stood. The judge entered. 60 years old. Sharp eyes. No-nonsense expression. She sat. Opened a folder. Be seated. Case number JV 2225-4471. Emergency petition for guardianship. Tom Daniels versus Daniel Morrison. Mr. Wellington, you're representing the petitioner. Marcus stood. Yes, Your Honor. And Mr. Kessler for the respondent. That's correct, Your Honor. Judge Kerrigan looked at Lily. Her expression softened slightly. Young lady, what's your name? Lily's voice was barely audible. Lily Morrison. How old are you, Lily? 14. Do you understand why you're here today? Yes, ma'am. Good. We're going to talk for a bit. Ask some questions. I want you to be honest with me. Can you do that? I'll try. That's all I ask. Kerrigan turned to the attorneys. Gentlemen, I've reviewed the emergency petition and the response. Mr. Wellington, you're alleging abuse, neglect, and endangerment. Those are serious accusations. They are your honor, and we have evidence to support them. I hope so. Mr. Kessler, your client maintains innocence and claims this is a custody grab by an uninvolved third party with gang affiliations. Kessler stood. That's correct, Your Honor. Mr. Daniels has no legal standing. He hasn't been in Lily's life for years. He shows up with a motorcycle gang, intimidates hospital staff, and now claims guardianship. This is grandstanding, not genuine concern. Marcus shot back. Mr. Daniels is the godfather designated by Lily's biological father before his death in military service. He has maintained contact until Officer Morrison systematically isolated Lily from all outside support. And the Steel Wolves Motorcycle Club is a veterans organization, not a gang. They rode 600 miles to ensure Lily's safety because no one else would. Kerrigan held up a hand. Enough. I'll hear testimony and make my own determination. Mr. Wellington, call your first witness. The petitioner calls Tom Daniels. Hawk stood. Walked to the witness stand. The bailiff swore him in. Marcus approached. State your name for the record. Thomas Michael Daniels. What is your relationship to Lily Morrison? I served with her father, Jake Morrison, in Afghanistan. Before he died, he made me promise to watch over his daughter. I'm her godfather. And did you maintain contact with Lily after Jake's death? Yes, for years. I sent money, called every month, visited on birthdays, until her stepfather made it clear I wasn't welcome anymore. When did that happen? Or about 2 years ago, after Sarah Lily's mother died. And what happened then? Morrison cut off all contact, wouldn't return calls, wouldn't let me visit. I tried for months. Eventually I stopped trying. That's my biggest regret. What made you reach out again? I got a call from a social worker at 2:47 a.m. 2 days ago. She told me Lily was in the hospital with multiple injuries. That's when I knew I'd failed her, and that I had to make it right. Kessler stood. Objection. The witness is testifying to conclusions, not facts. Sustained. Mr. Daniels, stick to what you observed and did. Marcus continued. What did you observe when you arrived at the hospital? A 14-year-old girl with 3 broken ribs, a fractured wrist, and bruises covering her back. She was terrified. She told me her stepfather did it, and she told me he killed her mother. The courtroom erupted. Whispers, gasps. Kerrigan banged her gavel. Order, Mr. Daniels. That's a very serious allegation. Do you have evidence? I have Lily's testimony, and I have investigators looking into the accident that killed Sarah Morrison. Kessler shot to his feet. Your Honor, this is outrageous. There was a full police investigation. Sarah Morrison's death was ruled accidental. Mr. Daniels is slandering my client with baseless— Mr. Kessler, sit down. I'll decide what's baseless. Kerrigan looked at Marcus. Mr. Wellington, do you have concrete evidence of foul play in Sarah Morrison's death? Not yet, Your Honor, but we're actively investigating. We request a continuance to denied. We're here to determine Lily's immediate safety, not to retry a closed case. Move on. Marcus nodded. Mr. Daniels, why did you bring 97 people with you to the hospital? Because I wanted Lily to know she wasn't alone, that she had a family who cared, and because I was afraid Morrison would try to take her before we could get a hearing. Did Morrison attempt to do that? Yes, he showed up with lawyers demanding her immediate discharge. If we hadn't been there, she'd be back in his house right now. No further questions. Kessler stood, approached the witness stand, smiled. Mr. Daniels, you said you're Lily's godfather. Is that a legal designation or just a personal title? Personal. Jake asked me to watch over her. But there's no paperwork, no court order, no formal arrangement. No. So legally, you're just a friend of the family. I'm the man her father trusted. Her father who died 16 years ago. Hawk's jaw clenched. Yes. And in those 16 years, how many times did you actually see Lily? I don't know, 20, maybe 30 times. 20 or 30 times in 16 years. That's less than twice a year. Morrison cut me off. Or maybe you just stopped trying. Maybe you moved on with your life and forgot about the little girl you promised to protect. Objection, Marcus said. Argumentative. Sustained. But Kessler wasn't done. Mr. Daniels, you're a member of a motorcycle club called the Steel Wolves, correct? Yes. And how would you describe that organization? It's a veterans group, people who served, people who understand loyalty. Do any members have criminal records? Hawk hesitated. Some. Minor things. Traffic violations. A few bar fights. A few bar fights. Kessler smiled. And you thought bringing 97 people with criminal histories to a hospital was appropriate. They're good people. Are they? Or are they a gang you used to intimidate hospital staff and law enforcement? We didn't intimidate anyone. Really? Because I have statements from nurses who felt threatened, security guards who had to call for backup, police officers who were blocked from entering the hospital. That's not true. We stayed peaceful. We followed every rule. Mr. Daniels, isn't it true that you haven't held a steady job in 3 years? Marcus stood. Objection. Relevance. Your Honor, it goes to the petitioner's fitness as a guardian. I'll allow it. Answer the question, Mr. Daniels. Hawk's face burned. I run my own garage. I rebuild cars. It's steady enough. Steady enough? Do you have health insurance? No. Savings? Some. How much? I don't know. Maybe $3,000. $3,000. And you think you can provide for a 14-year-old girl on a mechanic's income with no insurance and $3,000 in savings? I'll make it work. Will you, or will Lily end up in a one-bedroom apartment above a garage with a man who barely knows her and can't afford to take care of her? I know her better than Morrison ever did. Do you— When's her birthday? Hawk froze. August. What day? He didn't know. Mr. Daniels. I don't remember the exact date. August 15th. Her favorite color. I, purple. Her favorite food. Silence. Chicken Alfredo. Mr. Daniels, you don't know this girl. You knew her father. That's not the same thing. Hawk's voice was low. I know she's not safe with Morrison. Based on what her word, she's a traumatized child who just lost her mother 2 years ago. Children act out. They blame their parents. They make up stories. She didn't make this up. How do you know you weren't there? You haven't been there for years. I know because I've seen her bruises, I've heard her fear, and I trust her. Kessler smiled. Trust. That's a nice sentiment, but this court deals in facts, not feelings. No further questions. Hawk stepped down, sat beside Lily. His hands were shaking. She looked at him. It's okay. I don't remember my birthday either sometimes. He almost laughed, almost cried. Marcus stood. The petitioner calls Lily Morrison. Lily's face went white. Lily stood slowly. Her legs shook. Carol squeezed her hand before letting go. You can do this, sweetheart, she whispered. Lily walked to the witness stand like she was walking to her own execution. The bailiff held out a Bible. Her hand trembled as she placed it on top. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Her voice barely carried across the courtroom. Judge Kerrigan leaned forward. Lily, I know this is scary, but I need to hear from you. Take your time. If you need a break, just say so. Okay. Okay. Marcus approached gently. Lily, can you tell the court your full name? Lily Ann Morrison. How old are you? 14. I'll be 15 in August. Do you know why you're here today? Because I told them what he did to me. Who is he? Daniel Morrison, my stepfather. Can you tell the judge what happened 2 nights ago? Lily's hands twisted in her lap. He came home late. He was angry. He'd been drinking. How did you know he was drinking? I could smell it, and he gets mean when he drinks. What happened next? He asked where dinner was. I told him I'd made spaghetti, but it was cold because he was 3 hours late. He said I was disrespectful, that I talked back too much. Did he say anything else? He said I was just like my mother, that she was ungrateful too. That's when I told him to stop talking about her. And what did he do? Lily's voice dropped. He grabbed my arm, twisted it behind my back, said I needed to learn respect. I tried to pull away and he shoved me. I fell into the table. That's when I heard the crack. The crack, my ribs. 3 of them broke when I hit the table. Marcus paused. Let that sink in. What happened after you fell? I couldn't breathe. It hurt so bad. I was crying. He stood over me and said if I told anyone, he'd say I fell down the stairs, that no one would believe me. Did he help you? No. He left, went to his room. I laid there for 2 hours before I could move. Then I called 911. You called yourself? Yes. Why didn't Daniel call? Because he didn't care if I died. The courtroom was silent, absolutely silent. Marcus continued. Lily, has Daniel Morrison hurt you before? Yes. How many times? I don't know. A lot. Since my mom died. Can you describe some of those times? Lily took a shaky breath. He slapped me once for getting a B on a test. He locked me in my room for a whole day because I asked to see my grandparents. He broke my phone when he found out I'd tried to call Uncle Hawk. Her voice cracked. He told me every day that I was worthless, that my mom left because of me, that I ruined his life. Lily, you told Mr. Daniel something about your mother. Can you tell the judge what you told him? Kessler shot to his feet. Objection. This is beyond the scope of this hearing. Sarah Morrison's death was investigated and closed. Judge Kerrigan held up a hand. I'll allow it. But Lily, I need you to understand what you say here is under oath. Do you understand what that means? Yes, ma'am. It means I can't lie. That's right. So I need you to tell me exactly what you saw. Not what you think happened. Not what someone told you. What you actually saw with your own eyes. Lily nodded. Took a breath. The night my mom died, they were fighting. Screaming. I was upstairs in my room, but I could hear everything. What were they fighting about? Money. Mom found bank statements, accounts she didn't know about. She said he was hiding money from her. He said it was none of her business. She said she was taking me and leaving. What happened then? He told her she wasn't going anywhere. She tried to walk away. He grabbed her arm. She pulled free and he pushed her down the stairs. Gasps rippled through the courtroom. Did you see this happen? I opened my door. I saw her fall. I saw him standing at the top of the stairs. What did you do? I ran down. She wasn't moving. Blood was coming from her head. I screamed for him to call 911. He came down and checked her pulse. Then he looked at me and said, "She's drunk," fell down the stairs. That's what happened. You understand? What did you say? I said we needed to call an ambulance. He said no. He picked her up and carried her to the garage, put her in the car, started the engine. I tried to stop him, but he locked me in the house. How long was he gone? I don't know, maybe an hour. When he came back, he was crying. He told me there'd been an accident, that Mom had crashed into a tree, that she was gone. Did you tell anyone what you saw? I tried. I told the police officers who came to the house, but Daniel was there. He kept saying I was confused, that I was traumatized, that I didn't know what I was saying. They believed him. Why didn't you tell your grandparents? He wouldn't let me talk to them. He said if I ever told anyone what really happened, he'd make sure I ended up in foster care, that no one would believe me because he was a cop, that I'd lose everyone. Did you believe him? Yes. Tears streamed down her face. I was 12. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. Marcus let the silence hang. Then, Lily, do you feel safe with Daniel Morrison? No. Do you want to go back to his house? No, please, don't make me go back. If the judge allows it, would you want to live with Mr. Daniels? Yes, I trust him, and I trust the people who came for me. No further questions, Your Honor. Kessler stood. His expression was harder now. The friendly mask was gone. Lily, I'm sorry for what you've been through. I truly am. But I need to ask you some difficult questions. Can you handle that? She nodded. You said your mother and Daniel were fighting about money, hidden bank accounts. How did you know what was in those bank statements? I heard them fighting. But you were upstairs, behind a closed door. I could still hear them. Could you? Or did you piece together what you think you heard? I know what I heard. Lily, you were 12 years old when your mother died. You'd just lost your biological father a few years before. You were grieving, confused. Isn't it possible your memories are unreliable? No. Isn't it possible you saw your mother fall accidentally and your young mind created a different narrative? He pushed her. I saw it. Through a cracked door, from the top of the stairs, in the dark. There was light from the hallway. But you admit your view was limited. I saw enough. Kessler paced. Let's talk about the night you were injured. You said Daniel came home drunk and angry. How drunk? I don't know. He smelled like alcohol. 1 drink, 5 drinks, 10. I don't know. So you can't say for certain how impaired he was. He was mean. That's all I know. Mean. Or enforcing house rules. You admitted you talked back to him. I didn't. You said you told him dinner was cold because he was late. That's talking back, isn't it? I was just explaining. And when he asked you to show respect, you refused. You argued. Because he was being unfair. Fair or not, he's the parent. You're the child. Isn't it his job to discipline you? Marcus stood. Objection. Counsel is blaming the victim. Your Honor, I'm establishing context. Overruled, but tread carefully, Mr. Kessler. Kessler continued. Lily, you said you fell into a table and broke 3 ribs, but the medical report shows the breaks are consistent with impact trauma. They could have come from a fall. He pushed me. Or you lost your balance during an argument and fell. Accidents happen especially when emotions are high. It wasn't an accident. How can you be sure? Were you focused on your footing or were you focused on arguing? I know the difference between falling and being pushed. Do you, because a traumatized 14-year-old who's already lost both parents might see violence where there's only tragedy? Lily's face flushed. I'm not making this up. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying your perception might be clouded by grief and anger. My perception is fine. He hurt me. He's been hurting me, and he killed my mother. Kessler's voice sharpened. That's a very serious accusation. If it's true, why didn't you tell anyone for 2 years? I did. Nobody listened. Who did you tell? The police, the night she died. But the police report says you were hysterical. Incoherent. The responding officers noted you were in shock. Because I watched my mother die. Exactly. You were in shock. Traumatized. Not a reliable witness. I know what I saw. Do you? Or have you spent 2 years convincing yourself of something that isn't true? Objection. Marcus was on his feet. Your Honor, this is harassment. Judge Kerrigan nodded. Mr. Kessler, wrap it up. Lily, final question. If Daniel Morrison is such a monster, why did you stay? You're 14. You could have run away, called your grandparents, told a teacher. Why didn't you? Lily's voice broke. Because I was scared. Because he told me no one would believe me. Because I didn't want to lose the only home I had left. Because I'm just a kid and I didn't know what else to do. Kessler nodded slowly. No further questions. Lily stepped down. She was shaking so hard she could barely walk. Carol met her halfway, wrapped her arms around her, guided her back to her seat. Hawk wanted to tear Kessler apart, wanted to drag Morrison outside and make him pay for every tear on Lily's face. But he sat still, fists clenched, jaw tight. Marcus stood. Your Honor, the petitioner calls Carol Morrison. Carol took the stand, composed herself, answered the oath. Mrs. Morrison, what is your relationship to Lily? I'm her grandmother. Jake Morrison was my son. When was the last time you saw Lily before yesterday? 2 years ago, at Sarah's funeral. Why so long? Daniel wouldn't let us see her. We called every week. He always had an excuse. She was busy. She was studying. She didn't want to talk. We drove to Albuquerque 3 times. He wouldn't let us in the house. Did Lily ever try to contact you? Once, about 6 months after Sarah died. She called from a friend's phone. Said she missed us. Said she wanted to visit. We were arranging it when Daniel called back. Furious. Said we were interfering. That we needed to respect his boundaries. After that, the calls stopped completely. Did you ever suspect abuse? Carol's voice wavered. I suspected something was wrong, but Daniel was a police officer. Everyone spoke highly of him. I thought maybe it was just grief, that Lily was pulling away because of her mother's death. I should have pushed harder. I should have... She broke down. I should have protected her. Mrs. Morrison, do you believe Lily's account of what happened to her mother? Yes, absolutely. Sarah called me the night she died. She said she'd found evidence that Daniel was hiding money, that she was planning to leave. She asked if Lily could come stay with us for a while. I said yes. 2 hours later, she was dead. Kessler stood. Objection. Hearsay. Your Honor, Marcus said, this is a statement made by the victim shortly before her death. It's admissible under the excited utterance exception. Judge Kerrigan considered. I'll allow it. But Mrs. Morrison, what exactly did Sarah say? She said, Mom, I found bank accounts I didn't know about. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. When I confronted Daniel, he got angry. Really angry. I'm scared. Can Lily come stay with you? I told her to call the police. She said, he is the police. Those were the last words she said to me. The courtroom erupted. Morrison was on his feet. That's a lie. She never said that. Judge Kerrigan slammed her gavel. Officer Morrison, sit down. She's making it up. This is character assassination. Sit down now. Morrison's lawyers pulled him back into his seat. His face was red, veins bulging in his neck. Kerrigan looked at Carol. Mrs. Morrison, do you have phone records to verify this call? Yes, Your Honor. I brought them. Bill stood, handed a folder to the bailiff. Kerrigan examined the documents. This shows a 7-minute call from Sarah Morrison's cell phone to Carol Morrison's cell phone at 8:43 p.m. on the night of her death. She looked at Kessler. Your client claimed Sarah was drunk that evening. Intoxicated people don't typically make coherent 7-minute phone calls. Kessler recovered quickly. Your Honor, we don't know the content of that call. Mrs. Morrison's testimony is her interpretation. Her interpretation is all we have since Sarah Morrison is dead. Continue, Mr. Wellington. Marcus turned back to Carol. Mrs. Morrison, if Lily were placed in Mr. Daniels's custody, would you support that arrangement? Yes. Hawk is a good man. Jake trusted him with his life. We trust him with Lily's. No further questions. Kessler declined to cross-examine. Probably knew he couldn't shake Carol without looking like a bully. Judge Kerrigan checked her notes. Mr. Wellington, any other witnesses? Your Honor, we're expecting testimony regarding Sarah Morrison's accident, but our witness is still gathering evidence. We request a brief recess. Kerrigan checked the clock. It's 11:15. We'll break for lunch. Back at 1 p.m. Mr. Wellington, you'll have your witness ready. Yes, Your Honor. Court is in recess. Everyone stood. Morrison stormed out with his lawyers. Hawk pulled out his phone, texted Diesel. Where's Rico? We need him now. Response came immediately. 5 minutes out. He found something. Big. Hawk showed Marcus. Rico's coming. Says he found something. What? Don't know yet, but if it's enough to prove Sarah's death wasn't an accident, then this whole thing flips. They walked out of the courtroom. The hallway was packed. Steel wolves lined the walls. Reporters shouted questions. Hawk ignored them all. Found Lily with her grandparents. You did great in there, kiddo. I felt like I was going to throw up. But you didn't. You told the truth. That's all that matters. What happens now? Now we wait for Rico. He's been examining your mom's car. Lily's eyes widened. You found her car? Yeah, it's been sitting in a police impound for 2 years. Rico's a mechanic. If there's evidence of tampering, he'll find it. Carol touched his arm. Hawk? What if there's nothing? What if it really was just an accident? Then we focus on what we know for sure. That Morrison hurt Lily. That she's not safe with him. We fight on those grounds. Bill spoke up. That lawyer tore her apart in there. Made it sound like she's imagining things. Because that's his job. But Kerrigan's smart. She saw through it. You sure about that? No. But I have to believe justice matters. Maven appeared from the crowd. Hawk, Rico's here. Downstairs. They moved fast, down the elevator, out to the parking lot. Rico stood beside his truck, covered in grease, holding a laptop. Tell me you got something, Hawk said. Rico grinned. Oh, I got something. Found the car in the police impound lot. Took some convincing to get access, but I told them I was doing an independent safety inspection. And Sarah Morrison's car didn't crash because she was drunk. It crashed because someone cut the brake line. Partially, not all the way. Just enough that after a few miles the hydraulic fluid would leak out. By the time she tried to stop, there'd be nothing left. Marcus leaned in. You can prove this. I took photos, documented everything. The cut is clean, too clean. Not a tear or a break. Someone used a blade, and look at this. He pulled up a photo on his laptop, zoomed in. See these marks? That's corrosion around the cut, meaning it was done hours before the crash. Not days, not weeks. Hours. Can you testify to this? Absolutely. I've been a certified mechanic for 20 years. I know sabotage when I see it. Hawk felt hope surge through him. We need to get this to the judge. Now. Marcus was already on his phone. I'm calling the clerk. We need to present new evidence. While Marcus talked, Hawk pulled Diesel aside. If this sticks, Morrison's going down for murder. He's gonna panic. You think he'll run? I think he'll do something stupid. We need eyes on him. Where is he now? Snake spoke up from nearby. He left the courthouse 10 minutes ago. Took his personal car, not the cruiser. Follow him, but stay back. Just track him. I need to know where he goes. Snake nodded, disappeared into the crowd. Marcus returned. Judge Kerrigan will hear the new evidence at 1 p.m. But Hawk, you need to understand, even if Rico's testimony proves Sarah was murdered, it doesn't automatically mean Morrison did it. Who else would have motive? That's for the police to determine. But it strengthens our case for Lily's custody. If there's even a possibility Morrison killed Sarah, Kerrigan can't send Lily back to him. Then that's what we focus on. They walked back inside, found Lily and her grandparents in a conference room. Rosa was with them, making sure Lily ate something. I'm not hungry, Lily said. You need to eat, Rosa insisted. Court's not over yet. Hawk sat beside her. Lily, we found something. Your mom's car. The brakes were tampered with. Lily's fork clattered to the table. What? Someone cut the brake line. That's what caused the crash. It wasn't an accident. He did it. Daniel did it. We can't prove that yet, but we're going to try. You believe me now, everyone's going to believe me. They should have believed you from the start. Carol was crying again. Bill had his head in his hands. I knew something wasn't right about that accident, but the police report was written by Morrison's colleagues, Marcus said. They took his word. They didn't dig deeper, but now we're digging. At 1 p.m., they returned to the courtroom. This time the gallery was even more packed. Word had spread. This wasn't just a custody hearing anymore. This was a murder investigation. Judge Kerrigan took her seat, looked directly at Marcus. Mr. Wellington, I understand you have new evidence. Yes, Your Honor. The petitioner calls Enrico Vasquez. Rico took the stand, swore in, gave his credentials. Marcus approached. Mr. Vasquez, what is your profession? I'm a certified automotive mechanic, 22 years experience, specializing in accident reconstruction and vehicle safety inspections. Were you asked to examine a vehicle related to this case? Yes. Sarah Morrison's 2013 Honda Accord, impound lot number 743. What did you find? The brake line had been deliberately cut, partially severed with a sharp blade. The cut was clean, not a tear, not corrosion, a deliberate act of sabotage. The courtroom exploded. Kerrigan banged her gavel repeatedly. Morrison was on his feet again. This is bullshit. I didn't touch that car. Officer Morrison, one more outburst and I'll hold you in contempt. Morrison's lawyers pulled him down, whispered urgently in his ear. Marcus continued. Mr. Vasquez, in your professional opinion, what would happen to a vehicle with a cut brake line? After several miles of driving, the hydraulic fluid would leak out completely. The driver would have no brakes. At high speed, that's fatal. Could this have been accidental wear and tear? No. The cut is too precise, too clean. This was deliberate. How long before the crash would this cut have been made? Based on the corrosion patterns, I'd estimate 4 to 6 hours. So whoever cut that line knew Sarah would be driving that evening. Objection, Kessler shouted. Speculation. Sustained. Mr. Wellington, stick to facts. No further questions. Kessler approached. Mr. Vasquez, you said the cut was made 4 to 6 hours before the crash. Can you determine who made that cut? No. Can you say with certainty that my client was anywhere near that vehicle? No. So for all we know, Sarah Morrison could have had enemies, could have owed money, could have— Objection, Marcus said. Now counsel is speculating. Withdrawn. Mr. Vasquez, is it possible someone else cut that brake line? It's possible. No further questions. But the damage was done. The seed was planted. Judge Kerrigan sat back. This is a lot to process. Mr. Wellington, have you contacted the police about this new evidence? We're prepared to do so immediately, Your Honor. See that you do. Because if what Mr. Vasquez says is true, we're talking about homicide. But right now I need to make a decision about Lily's immediate safety. She looked at Morrison. Officer Morrison, stand. He stood. His face was pale now. Officer Morrison, I don't know if you killed your wife. That's for the criminal justice system to determine. But I know there is sufficient evidence to suggest Lily is unsafe in your care. The injuries, the testimony, the circumstances. I cannot in good conscience send her home with you pending further investigation. Your Honor, I'm not finished. Effective immediately, I'm granting temporary emergency custody to Thomas Daniels. You are prohibited from contacting Lily except through approved supervised visits. A full custody hearing will be scheduled in 30 days. Until then, she stays with Mr. Daniels. The gavel came down. Lily burst into tears, but this time they were tears of relief. Morrison's face twisted. You're making a mistake. If I am, we'll correct it in 30 days. Court is adjourned. Everyone stood. Morrison stormed toward the exit, stopped at Hawk's table, leaned in close. This isn't over, he hissed. Hawk met his eyes. Yes, it is. Morrison left, his lawyers scrambling behind him. Hawk turned to Lily. She threw her arms around his neck, sobbing. I don't have to go back. I don't have to go back. No, kiddo. You're safe now. You're coming home with me. Carol and Bill joined the embrace. The steel wolves in the gallery cheered. Even the bailiff was smiling. Marcus shook Hawk's hand. We did it. No, we bought time. Now we prove he killed Sarah. That's for the cops now. The same cops who covered for him before Num. We finished this ourselves. Outside the courthouse, the steel wolves were waiting. When Lily appeared, they erupted, cheering, applauding. Maven approached, held out a small package. This is for you, Lily. She opened it. Inside was a leather jacket, child-sized, with a patch on the back, Steel Wolves family. You're one of us now, Maven said. Family Sturo takes care of family. Lily put it on. It fit perfectly. Diesel walked over. Hawk. Snake just called. Morrison didn't go home. He went to his bank. Withdrew a large amount of cash. Hawk's stomach dropped. How much? 50,000. He's running. That's what I thought. Marcus overheard. If he runs, it's an admission of guilt. And if he gets away, Lily's never safe. Hawk pulled out his phone. Called Snake. Where is he now? Heading east on I-40, driving fast. Stay on him. I'm coming. He hung up. Looked at Marcus. Get Lily somewhere safe. Rosa, stay with her. Diesel, Maven, you're with me. Hawk, Marcus warned. If you go after him. I'm not letting him run. He killed Sarah. He hurt Lily. And he's not getting away with it. He kissed Lily's forehead. Stay with your grandparents. I'll be back soon. Where are you going? To make sure you never have to be scared again. Then he mounted his Harley. Diesel and Maven beside him. 3 bikes roared out of the parking lot, chasing a man who had nothing left to lose. The highway stretched ahead like a ribbon of heat and asphalt. Hawk's Harley roared at 90 miles per hour, Diesel and Maven flanking him on either side. His phone was wedged against the handlebars, Snake's voice crackling through the speaker. "He's still eastbound on I-40, just past mile marker 178. Black Dodge Charger, doing about 85s. How far ahead?" Hawk shouted over the engine noise. "Maybe 10 miles, but Hawkey's driving erratic, weaving. Could be drunk or just panicking." "Stay on him. Don't let him out of your sight." "Copy that." Diesel pulled closer. "Hawk, what's the plan here? We can't force him off the road. That's assault. Vigilante justice. I'm not planning to hurt him. I just need to keep him from disappearing. And if he doesn't want to be found, then we make enough noise that the cops have to respond." Maven's voice came through Hawk's earpiece. "Called Torres at the hospital. Explained the situation. He's contacting state police. They're sending units now." "Good. How long?" 20 minutes. Maybe 30. Morrison could be in Texas by then. "Then we buy time." They pushed harder. The bikes screamed down the interstate. Other drivers veered out of the way. Some honked. Others pulled out phones to record. Hawk's mind raced. If Morrison crossed state lines, this became federal. More complications. More delays. More chances for him to vanish. His phone buzzed. Text from Marcus. "Don't do anything stupid. Let the police handle this." He didn't respond. Another buzz. This time from Carol Lillies, asking where you are. She's scared. He typed back with one hand. "Tell her I'm making sure she stays safe. Be back soon." Ahead, traffic slowed. Construction zone. Orange cones narrowing 3 lanes into one. "Damn it," Diesel muttered through the comms. "We're gonna lose time here." But Hawk saw an opening. The shoulder was wide enough. Barely. "Follow me. Stay tight." He veered right, rode the shoulder past the stalled cars. Horns blared. Someone shouted. But they kept moving. Maven followed. Then Diesel. 3 bikes threading through the chaos. A highway patrol car sat at the construction zone entrance. The officer spotted them. Hit his lights. "We got company," Maven said. "Keep moving. We'll explain later." The patrol car pulled onto the shoulder, tried to follow, but the construction equipment blocked him. They gained distance. Snake's voice. "I see you. You're maybe 6 miles back now. Morrison just took exit 184, heading south on Route 41. Where does that go? Middle of nowhere, desert roads, small towns. Could be trying to lose us." Hawk took the exit hard, leaned into the turn. The bike protested, but held. Route 41 was 2 lanes. Empty. The kind of road where you could disappear if you knew where you were going. "I got visual," Snake said. "Quarter mile ahead. He's slowing down." "Why would he slow down?" "Don't know. Wait, he's turning. Dirt road off to the east, unmarked." "Stay back. Don't let him see you." Hawk killed some speed. Diesel and Maven matched him. They approached the turnoff carefully. The dirt road led into scrubland. No houses, no structures, just endless desert and dying brush. "This is a trap," Diesel said. "He knows we're following. Or he's desperate and running out of options. Either way, we're exposed out here." Hawk pulled over. Killed his engine. The others did the same. Snake pulled up 30 seconds later on his bike. He's about half a mile in. Stopped. Just sitting there. Doing what? Don't know, but his car's running. Lights on. Maven dismounted, pulled out binoculars from his saddlebag, scanned the area. "I see the car. Morrison's inside. Looks like he's on the phone." "Calling who?" "Can't tell, but he's animated. Angry." Hawk's phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Yeah. Daniels. Morrison's voice. Tight, controlled rage. You cost me everything. You cost yourself everything when you put your hands on that girl. She lied. I never touched her. The medical records say different. Medical records can be interpreted a dozen ways, but you poisoned the judge against me, brought your gang to intimidate the court. You made me look guilty. You are guilty. You killed Sarah. Morrison laughed. Cold. Bitter. You got no proof of that? We got the brake line. We got Rico's testimony. We got Sarah's phone call to her mother. It's over, Morrison. It's not over until I say it's over. Where are you going? What's the plan? Run to Mexico. Start over. I'm not running. I'm thinking. About what? About how much easier my life would be if Lily just disappeared. Hawk's blood went cold. What did you say? You heard me. All my problems go away if she's not around to testify. No witness. No case. Just a tragic accident. You touch her, you're a dead man. Bold words, but you can't protect her forever. You got your bikers, I got my brothers in blue. Cops all over this state. You think they're gonna let you keep her? You think they'll choose a biker over one of their own? The judge already did. Temporary custody. That's not final. I'll appeal. I'll fight. And eventually I'll get her back. And when I do, you're not getting her back, ever. We'll see. Morrison's voice dropped. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna drop this crusade. You're gonna tell the judge you made a mistake, that Lily's confused, that I'm a good father who made some errors in judgment but deserves another chance. That's never happening. Then I'll make sure Lily doesn't live long enough to turn 15. You threatening a child, I'm telling you how this ends if you don't back off. Hawk's hand tightened on the phone. Where are you right now, Morrison? Close enough. Close enough to what? Close enough to finish what I started. The line went dead. Hawk's heart hammered. He just threatened Lily. We need to get back, now. Diesel was already mounting his bike. Call Rosa. Make sure she's locked down. Hawk dialed. It rang 4 times. 5. 6. Come on, pick up. Finally, Hawk. Rosa, where's Lily? She's with me and her grandparents. We're at the hotel. Room 412. Why? What's wrong? Morrison just threatened her. Lock the door. Don't open it for anyone. I'm sending Big Tommy and 3 others to guard you. We're on our way back. Hawk, you're scaring me. Good. Stay scared. Stay alert. I'll call the police. But until then, assume he's coming for her. He hung up. Dialed Torres. Torres. It's Hawk. Morrison threatened Lily. Directly. On a recorded call. I need units at the Desert Star Hotel room 412. Now. Slow down. What did he say? He said if I don't back off, she won't live to see 15. That's a death threat against a minor. You need to move. Now. Torres swore. I'm calling it in. Stay where you are. I'm 20 minutes out. Get someone there faster. Hawk hung up. Looked at Maven and Diesel. We're going back. Fast. Snake spoke up. What about Morrison? He's still sitting out here. Let the state police find him. Lily's more important. They mounted up. Engines roared to life. But before they could move, Snake held up a hand. Wait. He's moving again. Hawk killed his engine. Which direction? Maven raised the binoculars. Back toward the highway. He's coming this way. Get off the road. Now. They pushed their bikes into the brush, crouched low, waited. 30 seconds later, Morrison's Charger roared past. He didn't slow down. Didn't even glance their direction. He's heading back to Albuquerque, Diesel said. He's going for Lily. Hawk didn't wait. He kicked his bike to life, shot back onto the road. The chase was on again, but this time the stakes were higher. Morrison had a head start, maybe 3 miles. but he didn't know Hawk was right behind him. They hit I-40 westbound at full throttle. Hawk's speedometer climbed past 90, past 100. "Hawk, this is insane!" Diesel shouted through the comms. "We're gonna crash! Then crash! I'm not letting him get to her." Maven's voice. "State police just radioed. They're setting up a roadblock at mile marker 165. If Morrison's heading west, they'll catch him. What if he takes a side road? Then we stay on him. Mile marker 175, then 172, then 169. Hawk saw the roadblock ahead. 4 patrol cars, lights flashing, officers standing ready. And there, trying to brake hard, was Morrison's Charger. He fish-tailed. Smoke poured from his tires. He veered right, tried to go around, but a patrol car cut him off. Morrison's car slammed into the shoulder barrier. Metal crunched. Airbag deployed. Hawk slowed. Pulled up 50 yards back. Killed his engine. Officers swarmed the Charger. Guns drawn. Shouting commands. Morrison stumbled out. Hands up. Blood trickling from his nose. But he was conscious. Alert. One officer cuffed him. Another read him his rights. Hawk dismounted. Walked closer. A state trooper stepped in his way. "Sir, stay back." "That's the man who threatened a 14-year-old girl. I'm the one who called it in." And the trooper studied him. "You Daniels?" "Yeah. Torres vouched for you. Said you've been keeping the girl safe." "That's right." "Well, he's not going anywhere now. We got him on reckless driving, fleeing, and making terroristic threats. Judge will add murder charges once we process the evidence on the brake line." Hawk looked at Morrison. Their eyes met. Morrison spat blood. "This isn't over, Daniels." "Yeah, it is." "You think you won? You think the system's gonna let a biker raise a cop's kid? She's not your kid, she never was." Morrison lunged, but the officers held him back. "I'll get out," he screamed. "And when I do, she's dead. You hear me? Dead!" The troopers dragged him to a patrol car, shoved him inside. He kept screaming until they slammed the door. Hawk stood there, breathing hard, hands shaking. Diesel walked up, clapped him on the shoulder. "It's done, brother." "Is it?" "He's going away. For a long time. Sarah's murder, Lily's abuse, the threats. He's finished." Maven joined them. "State police are coordinating with Albuquerque PD. Full investigation. They're reopening Sarah's case. Morrison's not walking away from this." Hawk pulled out his phone. Called Rosa. "Hawk, what's happening?" "It's over. Morrison's in custody. Is Lily okay?" "She's here. She's safe. Big Tommy and the others are outside the room. We're fine. Tell her I'm coming. Tell her she never has to be scared again." "I will." "Hawk, you did it. You kept your promise." He hung up. Looked at his brothers. "Let's go home." The ride back to Albuquerque felt different. Lighter. The weight of 16 years lifting off Hawk's shoulders. They arrived at the Desert Star Hotel just as the sun started its descent. The Steel Wolves were waiting in the parking lot. When they saw Hawk, Diesel, and Maven, they erupted in cheers. Hawk dismounted, walked through the crowd, up the stairs to the 4th floor. Room 412. He knocked. "It's me, Hawk." The door opened. Rosa stood there, smiled. Behind her, Lily sat on the bed. Carol and Bill beside her. When she saw Hawk, she jumped up, ran to him, threw her arms around his waist. "You came back." "I promised I would." "Is he really gone?" "He's in jail. He's not getting out. Not for a very long time." She sobbed into his chest. Relief pouring out of her. Carol walked over, hugged them both. "Thank you, Hawk. Thank you for not giving up." Bill extended his hand. Jake would be proud. You kept your word. Hawk shook it. I should have kept it sooner. You're here now. That's what matters. Marcus appeared in the doorway. Just got word from the DA's office. They're filing charges. First-degree murder for Sarah. Aggravated child abuse for Lily. Making terroristic threats. And they're looking into financial fraud. Those bank accounts Sarah found turns out Morrison was skimming from evidence lockers. Selling confiscated drugs. He's looking at life without parole. Hawk closed his eyes. Finally. Justice. What happens now? Lily asked. Now we go to Tucson. We get you enrolled in school. We find a therapist. We figure out how to be a family. Just us? He smiled. No, not just us. You got Carol and Bill. You got Rosa and Marcus and Diesel and Maven and 97 other people who'll drop everything if you need them. You got the Steel Wolves. You got family, kiddo. Real family. What about you? Are you gonna be my dad? Hawk knelt down, looked her in the eye. I'm not your dad. I could never replace Jake. But I'm gonna be here. Every day. For every school event, and every tough moment, and every time you need someone. I'm not going anywhere. Promise. On your father's grave. I promise. She hugged him again. Tighter this time. Later that evening they gathered in the hotel parking lot. All 97 Steel Wolves, Carol and Bill, Marcus, Rosa, Torres, who'd come to pay his respects, even a few hospital staff who'd been following the story. Maven stepped forward, held up a small leather jacket, the one with the Steel Wolves patch. Lily Morrison, he said, his voice carrying across the lot. Your father was a warrior, your mother was a fighter, and you're a survivor. Today we rode for you, and tomorrow and every day after we'll keep riding, because you're one of us now. Your Steel Wolves family. He draped the jacket over her shoulders. Lily looked at the patch, at the riders, at Hawk. Thank you, she whispered. All of you. Thank you for showing up. Diesel grinned. That's what we do, kid. Someone needs help. We ride. Speaking of riding, Maven said, we got a long trip back to Tucson. Lily, you ever been on a motorcycle? She shook her head. Hawk smiled. Want to change that? Her eyes went wide. Really? If it's okay with your grandparents? Carol hesitated, then nodded. Just be careful. Hawk helped Lily onto his Harley, handed her a helmet. Hold on tight. Don't let go. I won't. And he kicked the engine to life. The rumble echoed through the parking lot. One by one the other bikes started. 97 engines roaring in unison. And then they moved. A convoy heading west. Toward home. Toward healing. Toward a future that finally looked bright. Lily wrapped her arms around Hawk's waist, held on like her life depended on it. In his mirror, Hawk saw her smile. For the first time in 2 years, she looked like a kid again. Scared, yes. Grieving, absolutely. But also hopeful. They rode through the fading light, past the desert, past the mountains, past the pain. Diesel pulled up beside them, gave a thumbs up. Maven on the other side saluted. Behind them, 94 more riders. An army of strangers who'd become family. Hawk thought about Jake, about the promise he'd made in the dust and blood of Afghanistan, about the 16 years he'd wasted doubting himself. But he was here now, and so was Lily, and that was enough. The highway stretched ahead, open, endless, full of possibility. Uncle Hawk, Lily's voice was small against the wind. Yeah, kiddo. Do you think my dad can see us? Hawk's throat tightened. Yeah, I think he can. Do you think he's proud? I know he is. She rested her head against his back. Good. Because I am too. They rode on, into the growing night, into whatever came next. Because promises weren't just words. They were actions. They were showing up when it mattered. They were 97 people who didn't know a girl but rode 600 miles anyway. They were family. And family, real family, never gave up. Not ever. Not on anyone. The convoy disappeared into the horizon. Engines roaring, lights blazing, carrying one girl toward safety, toward belonging, toward home. And in that moment, under the vast desert sky, with the steel wolves riding beside her, and a man who'd finally kept his promise holding the handlebars, Lily Morrison was no longer alone. She was protected. She was loved. She was family. And that was the only ending that ever really mattered.